whole idea of a kid being a role model for another kid. What the hell?
Scary space.
Like, I'm still a kid now, and it shocks me that adults listen to me. What's up? Hey everyone, that's my welcome this time. I'm trying to change it up, see if I can get everyone a little bit shocked for the instead of saying welcome back to another episode.
I was a bit shocked.
Yeah, I know.
You just said it.
Yeah. What do you mean?
You just said welcome back to another.
But welcome back, guys. Today is really exciting. We're going to be talking about mentorship and about like your coaching and teachers and inspiration and stuff like that. Because we've all had mentors and we've all had more mentors and we've all been mentoring people as well. Mm-hmm. So I think it's something fun that we can talk about. We have a lot of ideas and things we could talk about on that topic.
Well, that's good. That's what we're going to talk about.
Oh, that is a good point.
That's very convenient.
I'm like, I've said enough, guys. Someone else say something.
This thing Zach does, he just keeps talking to fill space instead of allowing time for someone else to come in and fill the space.
I like it because if sometimes I'll like watch it and it's like you'll just keep saying words until you find what it is you're trying to say.
Yeah.
It's
sometimes
good.
like I listen to these podcasts and when we're editing, right, and I'm like 1.5 speed.
Yeah.
And even then sometimes there's some gaps and I'm like, guys, come on,
anxiety?
let's go.
1.5.
No,
crazy.
But yeah, who was the first person you reckon was to mentor you guys?
Well, I know this. Like when I started doing privates, I feel like that felt like the first time I got into like mentorship.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Start with that.
Start with like just like singular privates.
Sure.
If that to you is what started your mentorship or mentee journey, then that's cool.
Okay. Well, then my answer is.
I feel sorry for you.
No, I did like 2 privates, I think super early on. My first ever private, I think, was like a couple months after I'd started with Katastrensky.
Nice.
Which she gave to me for free for my birthday, for my 12th birthday.
That's very
right
cute.
before she left.
Oh.
Forever. But
no, she's back.
She's back. She's so back. But she now just lives in Hobart, which is cool.
So
it's
far
just so
away.
far
But
away.
she's got a school there and everything.
She
Does has a school.
Yeah.
Swing Collective.
Yep.
Swing Collective,
Swing
I
Dance
believe.
Collective.
Swing Dance Collective. And then I did a private with Melina and Scott Stewart.
Yep.
And then I did privates with you for like a year. Like it was like pretty much weekly, I think. It was like once a week.
And he's the only one that stayed,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah. Hey, everyone
I'm
else
still
left
here.
me.
What the hell?
Yeah.
It was the only one that didn't leave.
If you're American or anyone from overseas listening to this, I'm trying to get away. I'm being held captive by Maddie as well, guys.
Yeah.
What about you, Maddie?
You're like myself. You too.
This is where I put it on 1.5 speed.
It's kind of hard. I didn't really have a huge amount of West Coast swing mentorship because we didn't have anyone else.
That's right, you're in
doing
Perth.
it much, so we kind of were our own mentors and teachers at the same time. One Drive, because I started that when I was like 13, so I definitely had a lot of mentors when I came into that, just from like the local like young adult group that were there when I first started, so that was pretty awesome. That was probably my first group of like mentors that I had. Was in
And
One
then
Drive.
as far as West Coast, you'd say YouTube.
Woo! It'd probably be like, YouTube, and then just like various teachers that would just come over and teach and then disappear. But for the most part, we had to go and seek like teaching because we were traveling over there and stuff. So, YouTube.
Yeah.
Woo!
I felt like I was missed out on that one, but I'll get the next one.
We'll see.
I feel like mentorship and coaching is a little bit different to me.
Yeah.
Like mentorship, I find is like I'm gonna take you through the down times, the up times, the other stuff that's not just the dance, and then coaching is like the dance for me. People might think that is in the other way. I might be completely wrong because my English is all fucked up. But so
it is, but I would agree with you.
yeah. So for
For
me,
your heart space, you know?
it's like
Talk from the heart.
mentorship. Like if I go back to Modern Drive 2, I definitely had, well, my dad, Emma and Kent, started Le Step on the Gold Coast, and I didn't even want to be there, but then I got there, and that's how I got into dancing, and then everyone around, good group of people, like, were meant, like, being good role models to, like, help me get enjoyment out of it. And then, like, I haven't lived with Emma for a year and a bit. I can't remember. It might even be longer. But then, like, coaching from Emma as well to, like, teach, to, like, do moves and tricks and stuff like that. And then that transferred into West Coast Swing, where there's just a different group of mentors and coaches and stuff like that. But as far as, like, my first mentor would have just been my dad in West Coast Swing, and Holly. And then as far as coach, like, yeah, they taught me the patterns and stuff like that, but I feel like private wise, I think my first private might have been, it's either got to be Ben or Jen, or I don't think I took a private from Sarah when she first came out. I think I was too new. It would have been a waste of money for, like, Dad to spend that money on me.
Just generally?
Yeah, it just generally, yeah. I mean, look, it's paying him back now, so
You got it right.
in the long run.
Yeah.
He did a lot of years. How many years have I been doing now?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think, and then the mentors or the coaches have changed along the way.
Yeah.
And I think we have, like, especially now, you know, having a business and, you know, when you have, like, working partnerships, you have mentors in that space too.
Yeah.
So I think, like, when you're growing up, it's like mentors that kind of look out for you. And then as you start to make it into more of a business, you have people that help you, guide you through turning it into a business. Yeah.
Even just how you feel about stuff, like navigating how to take a last place, or navigating how to deal with dancing and working full time, or navigating how to dance and have a kid, navigating how to teach, travel, run a school, run a podcast, teach online classes, do privates. Not specifically generalizing to myself or anything, but
no relation there at all.
but, like, all these things bring new challenges and, like, need mentorship along the way. So, like, and there's certain people you can listen to that can give you advice on how to deal with these things. Like, even recently, actually, I called every school in not every school in Australia, West Coast Swing school in Australia, but a lot of West Coast Swing schools in Australia, just asking, like, hey guys, making sure my pay rate, like what we pay our teachers, is not super far off the mark. Are you happy to share with what, if you pay with your teachers or don't pay your teachers, what that range would be? But, like, everyone was very open and very helpful with that, and they don't have to be either.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Yeah.
I think when I started, I feel, because I was so young, I got pretty lucky in terms of, like, the mentorship, because it was, like, a lot of people. But it was, like, you know, I was the only, like, child there. Oh, there was, like, a few
I was
people
still a
popping in and
child.
out. Well, that's it. Well,
Still
like,
kind of is.
I still am a child.
Yeah. Now you're the only child there.
Yeah.
You don't think you're a
Mackenzie's
child?
grown up and you're not
Mate,
a
you
child.
got to think about your life.
Yeah, I'm thinking about my grown life.
Do you still live with your parents?
Adulting.
No. I don't know those people.
They're people that just live with me.
Yeah, they live with me.
They live with you. I love that.
But yeah, like, I feel like, I was pretty fortunate. A lot of people looking out for me. I think that feels inherent when you've got, like, a young person in, like, an adult space. But I'm
Should be.
Should
be.
With varying degrees of what that
Remind me of
mentorship
this,
means.
because I want to talk about that. But keep going with what you're talking about.
But then I think, like, you were probably the biggest. You had a lot of involvement. I think your dad did as well.
My dad specifically, I remember the time him coming to me and being like, do a private Mackenzie, blah, 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 but you have to, like, take him on and be a role model.
Yeah, it got
to
pawned off to you, actually.
And
Mum
I was
actually
like,
asked to do a private with Alan for me.
Yeah, lucky you.
Yeah.
I love you, Dad. But yeah, the whole idea of a kid being a role model, for another kid. What the hell?
Scary
Like
space.
I'm still a kid now, and it
Yeah.
shocks me that adults listen to me.
Yeah.
Or people that have more life experience and more knowledge about the world. And I learn from fucking up. Like, I can't learn from... Someone will tell me something, unless I'm really, really hungry for it, and generally for dancing, I am pretty hungry
I was
for
gonna
it.
say that you do in that space.
With dance, I do, but with
Yeah.
life stuff, I have to screw it up, and even though I've been told by my grandparents, told by my mum and dad, told by whatever, whoever...
Your wife.
Like, I'll still screw it up and do it the way that I was told not to learn my lesson, if that makes sense. So, yeah, that was just wild to me. It's still a process for me I'm learning about, like, you annoy the shit out of me in the sense that you
Whoa,
like...
you know, I just love and care for you.
How's-
I'd never get annoyed by
how's
anything
your-
you do.
How's your job hunting going? Have you-
And this is
So-
where we have to deal with this every single
So
time.
this is interesting, right? Because you lost your job like 2 weeks ago.
'Cause they were
2 weeks ago?
silly people.
Yeah.
I couldn't
So
run a business.
you don't have a job right now,
No.
right? So I was like, in my head, I was like, mentor. I'm gonna like thinking that he wants to dance a lot and like pay for dance, which he does. I'm assuming. No. But
nothing
like
else to do, why
for
not?
me, I'm offering advice of like, yeah, go interviews and all this sort of stuff on the off time you have, basically, so that you don't have a gap where you don't before you go to France and stuff. But again, who the fuck am I to tell him what to do? Like, he won't do what I say. He'll fuck it up by himself, and then he'll do whatever you want.
And then he'll still do whatever you want.
Oh yeah.
That's
Oh
like
yeah.
realistically, you gotta know where the line is too. For myself, so like that's it's just like
Still finding it.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
still-
that's what I was
Okay.
going. The mentorship doesn't
Yeah.
end; it just changes, and it's a tricky thing to
It changes
Navigate.
and adapts and goes with whatever is needed, I guess, at the time.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I'm super curious. Like, this is like going back to like when we were doing privates for the first time. What actually was that experience like for you? Because
I
don't
had to
think we've
step
actually
up.
Really
I had to step
talked
up.
much about it.
I had to step
So
up.
this guy rocks up for the private. What's going through your head?
I'm like, what?
Oh my
Okay.
god, he's so much better
What do
than
you
me.
want? What do you want? Do I just give you stuff?
Have you taught a private before this moment? Is that the first private you ever taught?
I don't think so.
Mm.
I don't know. That's a great question.
like that
Let's
one-
pretend it is,
Okay.
because I did like half price, which is like $40.
Yeah.
Which again, it was. I think it might have been $40 because I wanted to test out my skills too.
Yeah.
So it was a good way to like give to you, but also like benefit myself in like teaching
Yep.
skills and growing myself as a mentor or a coach or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a big learning journey. Still is, and also just like I had to step up. I had to make it work.
Yeah.
Still trying to figure that out though. But on what you said before with like I said I was gonna come back to it,
Yeah.
and I remember what that was, and it was something to do with something.
Oh yeah,
So
no,
good. I
probably
love that.
mentoring
It's probably
in some
what you-
capacity.
Okay, if we move into like then the teaching space, this is now like a different thing again.
Okay.
I feel like there's mentoring and teaching. I feel like coaching kind of sits in the middle of the two. So I
Okay.
feel like you have elements of both for me.
Yeah.
And then I feel like teaching can easily turn into more of a coaching thing through privates and stuff. But I think if we're talking about like teaching like as just like a one-off class or a workshop, that's like another thing in itself.
Right. Yeah. It's a bit different to when you like show up for an hour and then you disappear,
Yeah.
opposed to when like we see each other a lot and we try to give back to each other as much as we can in different ways.
Yeah.
And this is like also finding someone that is ready to learn from you, and like wants to learn from you, is all different. Because like I could teach a 70-year-old lady, and maybe enjoy that more than teaching a leader that's the same age as me but doesn't have the same drive. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like it doesn't go off age, it doesn't go off skill level, it doesn't go off color, gender, whatever it is. It's more like communication and like enjoyment and whatever value like, that is for those two individuals, I guess. I really want to know what I was thinking about before.
I'm sure it'll pop up at some point
Yeah.
and just interject whenever it comes up.
Yeah.
Oh, he
Yeah,
will.
that's the
I have
thing.
no
Oh,
doubt.
yeah, I was
I
like
have no
trying to get
doubt.
permission,
Next
but
time I'll
I just
interrupt.
needed.
See,
Yeah.
this is why I interrupt, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm curious. I feel like I've done a lot more teaching in my life than I have done like mentorship. At least the way like I feel about it. I'm trying to think. Like
I
there's
agree.
been moments, but like I think mostly it's just been like teaching. Like you do a bunch of privates and like all of that like encapsulated into it. But I think way more involvement and just teaching as opposed to like
I remember.
There it is.
I remember. So,
Take a
because
pause.
you brought me on
Wait,
to like...
shh, are you done?
No, I'll need another 10 minutes. Hold that thought.
Because like pro-ams.
Yeah, pro-ams.
No,
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
I hold my thought. I'm holding my thought.
Hold it.
Hold
it.
Holding.
No, well, now I'm really curious on what you were going to say. I was kind of just saying, yeah, I do a lot more teaching than I would say mentoring.
Yeah.
In that
'Cause-
case.
Teaching is also like super valuable. Like I tried to do more mentoring like during pro-ams because that's when you get to spend a lot of time with one specific person and like
Yep.
start to build this like relationship on how I think and how I do stuff.
How I do stuff.
Yeah. But that didn't work out some of the other times. So.
I'm glad we spent the time letting him talk about this.
The thing is like, so I think pro-ams are a great way to do it, to mentor someone.
Pro-ams
If
kind
you
of
want to
have
mentor
everything
someone,
together, I think.
yeah, if you want to mentor someone, I think getting a pro-am and being like, someone that searches you out to do a pro-am is probably pretty interested in like, performing or like feeling that you get from being on stage and having something cool like that happen.
Yeah.
So then teach them all about all the other cool stuff that you can feel along the way. Like there's so much more in depth behind the curtains that people don't see, and then open their eyes to it and be like, if you want, we can go deeper into this. Maybe do another pro-am, or maybe like we talk about, I mentor you in other ways into other areas. Whether that be DJing, whether that be something skill set based that you have in the scene. It could be accounting for dancing. Like it could be anything. Right?
Do you do a lot of
Shoes.
mentoring on
Accounting.
Yeah,
accounting for
definitely.
people?
Yeah.
Numbers are my thing.
Yeah.
6s and 9s.
6s and...
Yeah.
Or nines and sixes, as they usually
Five,
work out to be in his head.
7s, 8s.
Yeah,
love
any
those
number.
ones.
We really struggle with sixes and nines.
Yeah,
Yeah.
anything that
Zeros
goes
and
past
O's.
8, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out.
But yeah, I think that's like a fun way to do it. Like you're doing a pro-am with your mum, right?
Cute.
It is pretty cute.
It's only been
Yeah.
like 5 years in the making.
Yeah. Oh, I reckon that was her whole plan from the start.
Just
she
this
was
one
like,
pro-am.
one day he'll get good, and one day he'll have to dance with me. But yeah, it's cute. It's very, very sweet. It is a lot of work. Like it's tough.
Yeah.
Like I think not that like
So are you.
my choreo this guy no like just like the choreo aspect when it is just me having to do like figure it out for both parts. It's kind of fun because then it's just like, oh yeah, whatever my idea is, it's like I just get to go with that one. As opposed to when you're with someone and you think you have a good idea,
Oh, yeah.
maybe it goes a different direction.
And then you spend like 50 million hours
yeah.
on like deciding, do we keep this here or not?
Yeah. It's just kind of like, I get to make the decisions. But then it's like, there's no like reflection of like another person, or like insight on what another person could see. I guess I could reach out more, but at the moment we're kind of just like going through it. And then it's like, thinking about both roles. And then it's just like a lot of time goes into it.
Yep.
And then, so like, I like, it's cool. It's like a cool process. I don't know if I think it's like harder or easier than doing it with another person. Like
A pro-am versus a normal routine.
yeah, like
A dance partner.
choreographing like with me and Rashania, or like choreographing just myself.
I think pro-am's easier.
Easier.
As a follower, I don't think pro-ams are easier with like a am lead. That's tricky. That can be tricky.
Yeah.
Unless you can like really effectively do both roles.
I would say so.
And I think, and like, it's different doing it with a dance partner as well, because there's, on top of that, you have like an extra level of, like difficulty you're seeking, and you don't actually know what that looks like or what that is. So that kind of adds a different layer of.
I think a routine is different. It's different to a feeling or a dance that might be more social or competitive in the Jack and Jill space, because a routine, you got to have those tricks. You got to have those timings, signatures with the hard difficulty and feeling good and blah blah blah. Whereas, like, you can maybe do a more simple pattern and make that leader feel really nice and lead these things and make it feel really good for you, and like give you space and time to do the styling that you want. But it might not necessarily be the trick or the thing that could be the most difficult thing for the leaders on that side. But it's the same as the leader doing it with the follow. Like, my follow might not have frame, or my follow, like, I have to teach the follow the technique to be able to do this thing.
Yeah.
Or, there's other challenges on the way.
Yeah.
Easier for patterns wise for myself. Not necessarily always easiest in seeing the bigger picture, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
I think mentorship, especially in our community, is hugely important. I feel like if there's, we definitely can't just rock up, teach a class and leave.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way the community would grow or flourish in any way. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Australia needs
more of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
it's
not
just
just-
like so small, you know, like it's still.
It's
growing.
not. Australia's fucking massive.
Australia itself
Australia
is very big.
itself
Yes,
is,
it's huge.
but like in terms of like
We're
the
so
scene
spread out.
and like West Coast within Australia,
Yeah.
like there's like a lot of people, but like, you know, comparatively to like a lot of other places, we are still on the growth. I feel like, especially like COVID kind of hit really hard, that like there was a big reset on that front.
Are you talking about numbers in West Coast? Or
Numbers
are you talking
in
about
West Coast. Numbers of active
This
like West
is-
Coast swing dancers.
This is the I agree.
Yeah.
There is a small amount,
Yeah.
but why? Why is that?
Oh,
Because we have less mentors and less coaches.
Yeah.
Start a
I'm
fucking
saying.
school
Yeah.
or start a thing so that we can have more people do it, and then more people can like be doing it without the people and enjoy it, and everyone can love it together.
Mentorship between schools is really important, and that's another element I feel that is forgotten. But I feel like after COVID though, we kind of had a reset where now the schools are a little bit more collaborative for the most part, which is good. I don't think before COVID it was a little bit disjointed, but I think it's actually gotten a little bit better.
Yeah, for
after
sure.
COVID.
I think it's gotten
So that's
better
good.
with time. I think there's been a bit of a reset. I think all the schools in Australia that I know of support each other, and like whether you're there physically or not, but like promoting it or like sending people to it or whatever is more supportive of like, I want to see other people do well because that means we have to do better, and also means there's more people to dance with, like more people at events, more people at things.
Yeah.
I would love more people to be like mentoring during routines, during like events, like teaching privates or teaching things like we have how many all-stars, we have how many advanced people. If all-star is the top level, we should have advanced people also mentoring. Like, and then when that this happens, then it like we shouldn't just have one standard and it's just that. Like, you can charge less if that's what you're physically like. I charged $40 when I first started. Like, I'm pretty sure I gave free ones. Like,
We still give free ones.
when we first started teaching
Yeah.
for a dance school, we didn't make any money. We didn't make any money at all. Like, you didn't do privates, you just rocked up, you did because you enjoyed it, you love it. Love that. You should always remember that moment and like the joy and all that sort of stuff. Because for the community, for the mentorship, the growth, all that sort of stuff. But don't let that stop you. Like, let's go, let's push. Let's go. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, I think that's good. Anything else you guys want to say on teaching mentorship?
Yes, actually. I just want to check the time. I have no idea what time we started this, but
No idea.
like, so it's something that we've been talking about. Like, there's a couple of ideas that we have, and we really, really want to spend time with 1 to 2 people. Ideally a couple, like a leader and a follow.
Within Australia.
Within Australia, and mentor them. And we looked at it and we're like, okay, let's do like once a month catch-ups, private lessons, video calls, whatever, wherever you are in Australia. At every event, we do a free private. Well, it'll be like a bulk cost for the year, and then we give you this package for mentorship, and we teach you all the tricks that we have. But within that, it was also in my mind that we would have like a Q&A not a Q&A, like a form where we'd be like, ask them a bunch of questions and be like, can I help you? Because I don't want to mentor someone that I don't think I could help.
Yeah.
I want to mentor someone that I think
You want to be the right
driven.
teacher for
Yeah.
the right person.
And I came up with this criteria that I think I need or we need to be good for that. But yeah, so if you're interested, I'm definitely down for you to message me and I'll keep it in mind. But we are very busy this year, so it might be towards the back end of the year, and we've kind of shifted focus from that to growing the school and the community there, so that they can build it more and the school can build more as well.
Yeah.
But that's another form of mentorship. Do you know what I mean?
That'd be cool. Yeah, that's a fun idea.
I mean, I'm getting mentored in MCing right now.
Yeah.
Like Brad gives me some like tips whenever he's around. Z, Ben, Tara. Like I get to talk to people that MC, and it means a lot to me. Sean and Alyssa, they coached us with routines and stuff like that. Ben has done that in the past. I've done some with Emma, done some with like Pro-M's, what's her name? Katrina Branson. Yeah, there's been so many coaches and stuff like that. So I think another thing that we should touch on, I know you think I'm just rambling, but
Go ahead.
This is important. Make sure you say thank you to the people that are doing it. Like you have to say thank you to the mentors, the coaches, the teachers, the people that run the schools, because they don't, a lot, like I said, no, we didn't do this starting off making money, right? So you have to really enjoy it and love the project. And it's things like people coming up to you saying, thank you for that workshop, I really enjoyed it, or I really enjoyed that private, I'm loving this, or all these compliments and things. Like you guys reaching out to us and commenting on these videos means a lot. It helps us.
Shout out to New Zealand, because I think you guys have been the most like supportive and have reached out the most with everything.
Yeah. And shout out to the people
It's been
that
awesome.
haven't commented. We know who you are. We check. We look at our.
We see the names of those comments.
We've got a list. We've got a list. There's plans.
There's still more. The percentage of people subscribed to the percentage of people that aren't subscribed, it's higher or not subscribed.
What the heck?
How is that still a thing? But anyway, it could be like there's 2 and 1, like so the percentage is still higher.
I mean 2 and 1.
Like
one does make sense.
Like 3 people have watched a video, and 2 of them are not subscribed, and 1 of them is. So the percentage is still higher. It's not necessarily a number base. Anyway.
But just know.
That's been a great conversation. I really enjoyed that. That's something that's close to my heart, I feel, and it's something that I want to like grow on and do more of. So.
Well, hopefully, like we do well in the coming years. I think we're already doing pretty
Kenzie's
good.
putting out applications for mentees.
Mentees, anyone want to learn some?
He's available.
You're doing it quicker than we did it, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So like
I think I had a pretty quick shoom from when I started going in.
The sooner you get a mentor, the sooner you can like progress. Because I was still figuring shit out while you were like younger. But now, once I started figuring shit out, like I told you straight away, because it's like a conversation point. And then, everyone can grow together. So let's grow together, guys.
Let's grow.
Thank you for listening. If you guys like that episode, please like, share, subscribe as usual. Love you guys. Thank you.
Bye.